The weight of her father's approval was a physical thing, pressing down on Ava's shoulders. Failure wasn't an option. It was a death sentence, not just for her, but for her father's code. In a high-tech research annex of the family estate, surrounded by holographic schematics and overflowing cups of cold coffee, Ava dove into the mind of her opponent.
Isabella Rossi, head of museum security. Age 42. Flawless record. But a record is just a story someone wants you to read. What's the real story?
Ava bypassed the public records, her fingers flying across the keyboard, using access codes she hadn't known she possessed 72 hours ago. A sealed government file opened on her main screen. Most of it was redacted black lines, but one word stood out.
Mossad.
Not just security. Psychological operations. The museum wasn't a fortress of technology. It was a mental trap. Every camera placement, every patrol route was designed by a master of human behavior and paranoia.
Julian would love this. It's the perfect excuse to put a bullet in a guard's head. He'd call it mitigating a variable. But a PsyOps expert expects a direct assault. She's waiting for someone to try and brute force the system. She isn't waiting for a student.
Ava's strategy shifted. She couldn't outmuscle a ghost, but she could create a new one. Her search query changed from security protocols to academic experts. One name immediately surfaced: Oliver Davis, the world's foremost historian on the Star of Antwerp diamond.
Oliver Davis.
Mr. Davis, my name is Ava. I'm a graduate student working on a paper about the provenance of conflict-era artifacts. Your work on the Star of Antwerp is, well, it's foundational. I was hoping I might steal a moment of your time.
The archives were a world away from the sterile steel of Aegis. It was a place of quiet history, filled with dusty books and the ghosts of old ideas. Oliver Davis was, as advertised, handsome, with an easy smile and eyes that lit up when he talked about his work. He was charming. He was a perfect mark.
And so the stone wasn't just valuable for its carat weight, but for the secrets it carried. It passed through the hands of kings and revolutionaries, each one leaving a piece of their story etched into its legacy. Most people just see the sparkle. You seem more interested in the shadows it casts.
The story is always more valuable than the object itself. I want to understand its journey, especially its time in Antwerp. The security measures taken then versus now for the exhibit.
Ah, the fortress. Isabella Rossi's masterpiece. Here. This is the original wing's layout from the 1920s. Rossi built her system on top of it. She's brilliant. She uses the building's history against would-be thieves. For example, this old ventilation shaft.
Oliver leaned over the table, his arm brushing against hers as he traced a line on the paper. Ava felt an unexpected jolt, a current of warmth that had nothing to do with the heist. His focus was entirely on the map, but his proximity was a deliberate, magnetic pull.
Focus. He's a tool, a means to an end. That's all. So why is my heart pounding?
She left it physically intact, but any change in airflow, even a whisper, will trigger a silent alarm directly to her private terminal. It's a honeypot. She wants you to think you found a weakness. You have very intense eyes for a graduate student.
The air crackled. The academic pretense evaporated, leaving something raw and real in its place. Ava's carefully constructed persona faltered.
I'm a dedicated student.
I think you're dedicated to something else entirely.
Before Ava could pull back, before she could reassert control, he leaned in. His other hand came up to gently cup her jaw, his thumb stroking her cheek. And then he kissed her. It wasn't gentle or tentative. It was a kiss of sudden, ravenous discovery. His lips were firm, tasting of coffee and something uniquely him. Her mind screamed, mark, target, asset, but her body betrayed her. Her hands, which should have pushed him away, tangled in his hair, pulling him closer. He pressed her back against a towering shelf of ancient books, the hard spines digging into her back. His tongue swept into her mouth, deep and confident, and she met it with a desperate hunger of her own. For one blistering moment, she wasn't the architect, the heiress to a criminal empire. She was a woman, drowning in a sensation she hadn't realized she was starving for. He deepened the kiss, one hand sliding down her back, pressing her hips firmly against his. She could feel the hard ridge of his erection through their clothes, a clear, undeniable statement of his desire. He broke the kiss, both of them breathing heavily, foreheads resting against each other. His eyes were dark with passion and a dangerous curiosity.
Who are you?
I'm a criminal. And you? You're the man I'm supposed to be using. So why does it feel like I'm the one being completely undone?
She stared at him, her meticulously planned world shattered by a single, undeniable spark. The heist, her father Julian, it all faded into the background, replaced by the face of the man who was either her greatest asset or her most catastrophic mistake.